everyone, welcome to another video, and today I'm going to share with you some work in progress and a couple of finished objects, which is always an exciting day, right? So if you're new here, hi, welcome, my name is Irit. This is my little corner on the internet where I share my crochet adventures. I started crochet about a year ago. I especially love crocheting wearables. That's kind of my favorite thing to crochet, and I love using very colorful colors, as you can see everywhere. So that's my thing. And I am also located in Austria, so a lot of the supplies that I use are, you know, kind of what is more available to me. And yeah, I want to show you two finished objects. So the first one, very exciting. Actually, it's been finished for quite some time, but it's been in the living room and surprisingly well loved by everyone in the family. And I'm saying surprisingly because, well, my daughters are kind of okay, but my husband has a very kind of European classic, less kind of muted color scheme taste, and I don't think he vibes too much with the whole like homemade crochet thing. Like, I don't see him rocking a granny square item anytime soon, but actually this blanket seems to be a crowd pleaser, and I have a pattern for this. It's like my one tutorial that you can find on my channel, but I'm very proud of it. And it shows you how to make this beautiful stitch. And yeah, I finished mine. It's kind of the size of like a lap blanket, I guess. It's made with a 12mm hook and two Aran weight 4-weight yarns. So it has really nice, even though it's all acrylic, it has a really nice kind of feel to it. It's kind of squishy and it is heavy. I think that's why I stopped making it. I mean, it was a combination of I didn't have any more scraps, which, how amazing is that? And yeah, and it was already getting kind of heavy, kind of big. So you can see I used only scraps and then, you know, skeins that I had, like one skein from a color where either it was left over from a bigger project or a color I didn't see myself buying more or incorporating it into a project. So that's what I used here, but most of it is scraps. So these were all like scraps. Then I have some single, like 3 skeins here, and then more scraps, scraps, scraps. I love the way it turned out, and I used the Russian knot to change all the, you know, colors. So it feels really strong to me. You know, I pulled with all my strength on it and it didn't fray or anything. So I'm feeling confident about it. That means no loose edges to sew in, which is great when you're using scraps, so you have a lot of like loose edges. And of course, if you didn't see my previous videos, oh, I also made tassels. That's not connected to previous videos. I made tassels on all 4 corners, which again gives it this really nice finished look and makes my cats very happy. And I used, so, colorful scrap yarn and then another strand, so it's like double strand. One was always the colorful scrap yarn and the other one was Macaron, that's Macaron. That's the yarn I used from Ice Yarns, which I'll talk about more in a second because I am falling in love with it again, just like I did in the previous winter. Such a great synthetic yarn to work with. I wish they had more colors. Please, Ice Yarn, please make more colors of this yarn. It's currently, when I'm filming, you can get a pack of 8, so 400 grams for $3. That does not include shipping, so with shipping it'll probably be $6 for 8 skeins, and it is just one of the best, if not the best, kind of chunky 4-weight yarn, synthetic yarn that I've seen. It's lovely. I wish they had more colors. So that's how I made this blanket. And then the other finished object is this cardigan that I'm wearing, which I am, well, I'm like half pleased with it. So if you watched my previous chats, I made this sweater. This was supposed to be a sweater. I followed a pattern that looked really nice, and the pattern is nice. The pattern is not the problem. The problem here is the fit. For me, I think I made it a bit too small for the look that that sweater was supposed to have. So this is the original sweater, and you can see that I feel like it just needed to be made a little bit bigger than I made mine. And I mean, it fit me, but it just didn't, it looked kind of bulky. And the other problem was the yarn that I picked. I picked an acrylic yarn because I had a lot of this. I like the color. I had a lot of it on hand. It's the Elite Baby from Ice Yarns. It's a really lovely acrylic yarn, but I just have a problem with acrylic and wearables. And yeah, it's just, I think you really have to find the right wool, the right stitch, the right gauge to make those 100% acrylic yarns look good. And I have found like exceptions to that rule, but in this case, it's just, it didn't have the drape that I feel that garment needed. And I might try it with a different yarn. I'm not sure. I mean, I like the shape of the sweater, but I probably have a few other things I would like to tackle first. So I kind of finished it. I made this ruffle in the sleeves that I showed, and it was kind of cute, but I was just like, I'm never going to wear this. And it's just like, I'm never gonna wear this. It just doesn't look how I want it to look. And I could either put it aside, which, you know, no judgment here. I'm all for just like do what makes you feel good. And I have abandoned projects and never looked back. I prefer to work on something that I'm excited about, that I enjoy the process, that I, you know I'm gonna wear. So this time I didn't do that. This time I decided, okay, is there any way I can salvage this? And the first step was to find another yarn that I had on hand that I really liked the color combination. And I found this lovely DK weight yarn from Scheepjes, and this is from their Color Crafter range, which is also acrylic, but really, really lovely soft one. And it is thinner. This is a 4 weight and this is a DK weight. So I really liked how these two colors looked together, and I thought, okay, I can see myself, you know, getting excited about this color combination. So I just went out there with scissors and just cut that ruffle that I made in the sleeves. It was just a bit much. It's just this yarn is like too heavy for frills and accessories, I feel, at least for me. And so I cut those and I added a ribbing, very simple ribbing with, I think I did like a half double crochets here in the back loop or something, or front loop, whatever. In both sleeves, they're kind of, you know, just a nice, I actually really like this length because I paint and I film a lot of videos, and sometimes it's nice not to have sleeves that are too in everything. And I also went around here and I did a ribbing, and it also goes at the bottom of the sweater, so all the way around and here. And then here I added, I'm sorry, I just don't want to get up, but I added 3 cute buttons that I had on hand, so just like using stuff I had, and I thought it was really cute with the different color buttons. And it has like a cute fit. It's still a little bit boxy. It's just this yarn is never gonna have good drape. I mean, you know, I'd have to use a really large needle or hook, and then it would be like maybe something very open, which I don't like. So it kind of is what it is, but I do like the color. It does feel nice. and with this other kind of violet color, I guess. I do like the combination. And I also had a flower that I made, I don't know, for a different project from the same yarn. So I just stuck it on the sleeve, and maybe I'll add, I thought about adding here another flower like this. This is just cute because I see it on my sleeve. So I don't know if this should be like symmetrical, if I should add another one here, but anyway, it's finished and I think it's really cute. And yeah, I can see myself wearing it at home at least. So it was a bit of a fail, but I think I made the most of it. So those are my 2 finished objects, and I always feel very accomplished when I finish something. So let's move on to work in progress. I don't have any progress on the 2 halves of the sweater that I showed you last time, but I have something even better, which is the cowl, and I think I'm gonna have to finish this before I post anything. I mean, I really want this to be a cowl you can join, a pattern you can also make, but I feel like I have to finish this before posting any video just to make sure that it looks good and, you know, it delivers on all of my promises and expectations. So hopefully I can make that happen, but I'm pretty far along. So this is, I explained the construction in the previous video. Basically, you start from the cuff and you make 2 halves, and then you seam them in the middle, and then you add ribbing in the neck and the bottom. But I love this construction for a few different reasons, but one of the best reasons is you can really try it on from the very beginning and make sure that it fits your body and, you know, the kind of design you're after. So the first version that I made is from kind of a DK weight yarn, which you can absolutely do. You can very easily choose which yarn you want to use. But then the version that I'm filming, like the step-by-step tutorial, is from Macaron, again from Ice Yarns. This is the color Gold. I'm usually really not into oranges, but something about this is working for me. I don't know if I should wear this color. Looking at the screen, there's a lot of orange going on, but I think I like it. And yeah, so it's a different weight yarn, and this is 1/2, the half that I'm filming. So this is the sleeve of the 1/2, and then this is the other part, which, you know, I make it and then I film how I do these things on the other half of the sweater. So this is where it's at. You can see the stages of construction. You start here, and then you finish the sleeve, and then you start the body, and I show how to do everything in the step-by-step tutorial, cowl, whatever that's going to be. But I feel like I have to finish this before I post anything, because if this doesn't turn out great, then I don't want to put out anything. Then this is going to go to graveyards where crochet ideas go to die in peace. And then a little update on projects I showed in the previous video. I showed this one, so I think I want to make this sweater, so I'm just working on different granny squares. And what I don't like about the granny square are all the loose edges. Yeah, I'm not gonna leave it all to the end. I need to like sit down and sew some of these loose edges, because otherwise I'll never continue this project. So I'm working on those. I figure I need 15 granny squares to make that kind of bomber jacket I was talking about. And the granny squares are just for the body, and then there's regular sleeves just in like one solid color and ribbing. I haven't decided on the solid color. I'm kind of debating between 3 options, so if you have an opinion, please leave it below. The design I was inspired by has kind of a white or ecru kind of a border around all the granny squares, and then the sleeves are also that color, and then for the ribbing she uses a couple of other colors. So what we're talking about here are the colors of the sleeves and the outside of all the granny squares. So that's what I need to decide. And I just have white in this yarn that I'm using. The yarn that I'm using, there aren't a ton of colors. So these are the colors that I have, and I think they have like 2 more colors maybe that I don't have here, like a dark teal. I think that's it. Oh, and there's a pretty orange that I actually ordered because I wanted to include it in this sweater. So yeah, so I don't think I'm gonna go with the white. This white is like super white. It looks exactly like cotton balls, and I just really don't like it. I don't think it's flattering. There's nothing about it. There's like no warmth in it. No. So I'm debating between this, which is a classic choice, I would say, kind of a beigey color, or my signature colors, 2 of my signature colors. This is one option, and this will be really lovely. But I do have another sweater that has a lot of this color, so not sure. I do love it. And then I thought maybe like hot pink. I thought that would be really pretty, like a real statement. You know, have hot pink sleeves and then hot pink around all the granny squares. And now that I'm looking at these, I'm thinking maybe this blue is another option. But I don't know, maybe it's a bit too babyish. And with all the floofy yarn, maybe it's gonna look too babyish. So those are kind of the colors that are calling me. And I think at the moment I'm kind of leaning towards the hot pink, so maybe I should just, you know, follow my intuition, which somehow always leads me to hot pink. But yeah, this would be very classical. I thought maybe I should do another version or something with this, with like more of the, like these neutral colors. That would probably look really, really pretty. But I don't know if I want to go the granny square route with that. Maybe something else. I don't know. But yeah, that's where I'm at. And the last thing is my knitting project, which, yeah, hasn't come along. I filmed the previous video like a couple of days ago, and I've mostly been working on the cal wishes, my wishful cal. So I just made a couple more rows. I love the colors in this, and I ordered a few more DK weight yarn to just play with the colors. And I want to make another item of clothing using kind of this technique of color play, which I learned from the Knit Edit. That's her name on social media, the Knit Edit. She has these beautiful color worked items. So I think I want to make another one with colors that are not neutral, but kind of like a little bit muted. I think that would be fun. Just like slightly muted colors. So like soft pinks, lilacs, lavenders, you know, minty colors, that sort of thing. I think it would be fun to make a sweater out of that. She has another pattern that looks really pretty. So I think I'll do that. And that's it. Thank you so much for joining me. And I'll see you soon in another video. Take care. Bye bye.